Welcome everybody to the stream. Um, I know I should have put a notice out that I was going to do this, but kind of last minute here. Sorry for not announcing anything, but I did want to talk about this deck because I've been having so much fun with this deck lately, and it is the Hellfire Dragon Wirbel Dragon deck. And I know this has been out for a bit. Um, it just got released physically, but it has been in Dear Days 2 since its release. Since Dear Days is 2 release, I mean. So there has been, I guess there's been a little bit more coverage on this compared to some of the other stuff, but um, I figured I'd jump in and sort of give the whole deck a whirl and see what we can come up with. So I wanted to do the deck profile first, and then the sort of combos that I feel were worth building the deck around, and then doing some test hands after that. But yeah, let's start with the ride deck here. Just the dedicated ride line is honestly the best one for Wirbel. I can't think of any good generic Dragon Empire ride lines that you'd be able to port in here that would do more than these two are doing for the deck. So let's go into the grade 1 first. When it's rode upon by the grade 2, you can Energy Blast 3 to draw and choose one of your Vanguards gets 5k. So makes you what do you call it? You can't just get one card guarded during your grade 2 turn, and you also get an extra draw. Then the grade 2 Drag Raider Azar gives you one free counterblast usage for your Wirbel attack. And then Wirbel does quite a bit, but is also very simple. 3 abilities. The first one is at the beginning of your main phase, you energy charge 3, so you're getting 6 energy charge a turn on minimum, which means you are your support in the deck is going up 10k, but also that your Vanguard's going up. Well, the Vanguard will go up or stay low depending on what your opponent's field is, but we'll get into that a little later. But yes, the main thing for the first one is you are able to proc your second skill twice a turn at minimum. And the second skill is Energy Blast 3. You choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. If you did not retire a card, it gets an extra 5k until the end of turn. But if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you get an extra 10 instead. So if you're going second, you kind of ramp up a little bit faster. But even if you're going first, if you get the right pieces in your hand, you're able to proc Wirbel's skill like 4 times. I mean, maybe not 4 times, but 3 times. So I think that this deck can really turbo out sometimes, but it really is I've found piece reliant. So its third skill is it's just a restand. So at the end of the battle that it attacked, if you energy blasted 6, which is always possible, you can counterblast 1, restand it, and it gets a negative. It gets -2 drive until the end of turn. Then you can soul blast a card with the same card as this unit. So basically, every turn you're persona riding, and you get 1 drive back. So, yeah, turn 4 onwards, you're getting 3 drive checks a turn. But yeah, it's contingent on you persona riding. But yeah, that is the ride deck. Very simple. Wirbel doesn't do. I mean, I would say that it does play to the field very well, which is why I think you can be a little bit flexible. Well, I wouldn't say super flexible, but its pieces are very good at picking up. So I'll just go with the order that's here. So the triggers, I need to change these fronts into crits. We're just going 7 crit and 4 draw. I have the multi-attack heal, but honestly, you could play any of the other ones. I think that getting the 25k shield when being attacked by a unit with an extra crit is a lot more useful right now. I just can't find my copies of it. And then Dragveda is, I think, probably the best choice, just because if you hit it on your first, um, if you hit it on your first Vanguard attack, then you get 2 Vanguard swings at 100 million. So that's really good. I initially had the Daybreak OT in here that would just draw cards and retire. But I figured that this is a lot more, has a lot more offensive power when procced. So just taking that there. So yeah, 7 crit, Drag Veda, 4 draw. Next are, how did I order this? Let's get the grade 3s first. So in the grade 3s, let's see here. Yes. The grade 3s, 3 more copies of Wirbel for Persona Rides. Then we play 4 copies of Penetrate Dragon Chaibash. It's one of the oldest cards in the format. But when your Vanguard attacks, if your opponent has 2 or less rear guards, you can put it into your soul and choose one of your Vanguards. It gets an extra crit until end of turn. It's a very simple ability, but on a restanding, sorry, not end of turn, end of battle. But when the Vanguard is restanding, you don't want it to have an extra crit. And with the way that the deck works, if you're going first and you're proccing Wirbel multiple times, you're most likely just going up in terms of power. And if you have its dedicated booster behind it, then that power is pretty sizable, even if you're only going off of the Wirbel and its booster. But anyway, yes, Penetrate Dragon gives you, again, a soul after it attacks. So you would attack with it, then you would attack with your Vanguard. The Tribash would go into the soul, give your Vanguard an extra crit. Then when your Vanguard restands itself, you would Soul Blast the Tribash to restand the booster. But yes, because you are clearing the field so often, your Tribash will almost always be auto-locked in terms of being able to activate. So I think that is honestly a really just a very simple way of getting some extra pressure onto the Vanguard, because right now the Vanguard blows up the field, it gets big, but other than that it's just a generic restand. So it needs something to kind of augment its numbers a bit, or augment its pressure a bit. Next, 2 copies of Defensing Roar. I kind of want to play this at 3 just so I can intercept more. But at the same time, it doesn't. I don't always feel the need to. So, yes, just the 2 copies. Choose one of your Guardians without Sentinel, and until end of that battle, it gets basically bounces back to your hand once it's retired from the Guardian Circle, and an extra 10k. Next, running 3 actual copies, but 4 copies of Secret Bath, Dragon Cry Hot Springs. This card is really good in this deck. Obviously, you're just energy charging extra to be able to activate Wirbel more. But what I've found is if you play one Hot Spring on turn 2, and you play a second one on turn 3, then you are automatically guaranteed 3 Wirbel procs. And then obviously if you get a third one, then if you have 2, then you get 3 Wirbel procs turn 3. You miss it turn 4 because you can only go up to 8. And then you get it again on turn 5. And then when you get 3, then obviously you're just going up the same increment. So yeah, just having 3 on the field just guarantees you all that extra lane pressure on the field, because as we'll get into the other pieces, the number of times that you proc Wirbel kind of makes or breaks the deck during a turn. Next, running 2 to 3 copies. So I used to run Best Harvest in here. I don't know. I don't really feel the need to anymore. So I'm bouncing between adding a copy to Defensing Roar or adding a copy to Duststorm Killing Field. And this just gives one of our rear guards boost at the beginning of the battle phase. And then, yeah, so it's either 3 copies of Duststorm Killing Field or 3 copies of Defensing Roar. One of the two, but right now I'm doing 3 copies of Duststorm so that I can get the extra boosts a lot easier. Then next, 2 copies of Speed Bullet of Duststorm Bertrand. When it's placed on rear, it doesn't really matter where it's placed on rear from, but in this deck it's really only from hand. Search your deck for up to 1 Duststorm Killing Field, put into Order Zone, and shuffle the deck. It overlaps with the Hot Spring, so if you can get both of these out turn 2, which I have been able to in the test games that I've played, it's just really good because you're, 1, stocking up on energy as soon as possible, and 2, you're also making lanes big. And then second ability, if you choose him with the Order's ability, then he gets an extra 5k. Next is 4 copies of Lawrence Glare Dragon, generic double R from DZ set 3. When it is discarded from your hand during your turn, if your Vanguard is grade 2 or greater, you can Soul Blast 1 to call the card, call this card to rearguard. Then if it's discarded during the battle phase, then it cannot attack until end of turn. And then its second ability is if you have more rear guards than your opponent, this unit gets boost, and seeing as Wirbel is a walking field nuke, you're almost always guaranteed to have more rear guards than your opponent. So yeah, you can shove him in the back until you get a better booster, then you switch him around because it doesn't matter what you put in the back because you can always give it boost with Duststorm Killing Field. What I've done in many turn 2s in testing is discarding a Lawrence Glare Dragon on turn 2 and having a Bertrand in hand. So I get 3 lanes. I Soul Blast my grade 0 and my grade 1. But then I'm also deck trimming and I have 3 lanes as early as turn 2. Or I have one 10k lane for my 15k lane for my Vanguard, and then a 25k lane because you can put Bertrand in the back and then give it an extra 5k with the Killing Field behind the Lawrence Glare. And then you can intercept with the Lawrence Glare, move the Bertrand up, and then put something even better in the back, which is Drag Ritter Bishara. Bishara's ability, really, really good. This is obviously core support for Wirbel. When it's placed on rear, choose a Wirbel grade 3 from your ride deck, or if you have a grade 3 Wirbel Vanguard, then you can counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it, or if you did not retire anything, then you draw a card. And then the second ability is the reason why I put this package in the first place, is that it gets an extra 5k for every 3 energy blasts spent during the turn for Wirbel's ability. So, like I said, you can proc 3 to 4 times, making this a 30k booster that you can put behind an unassuming Tribash that would be almost nothing otherwise, and still have a 43k lane that swings at your opponent's Vanguard, then has your Vanguard attack take in the Tribash for an extra crit, then swing, then give all crit abilities to the other rear guard, which would normally be another Tribash, attack with that Tribash, and then attack with the Wirbel, again, putting the second Tribash into Soul, giving it another crit. And that's kind of how the whole cycle of the deck is. The last 2 cards are our grade 1s, 4 PGs, and 4 Mass Bullets of Duststorm Irvines. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Wirbel in its card name, this unit gets all of the following. When it is placed from hand, you can energy charge 3, and you cannot activate your energy generator. So you can't energy blast 7 to draw anymore, but honestly, that's fine, because as long as your opponent's field is clear, you can just call Bisharas to draw. And then you can intercept with Bisharas in the front row and bounce them back to hand with Defensing Roar to proc the counterblast call again. And then second ability is obviously that would be a turn after. Sorry, I'm talking so segmentedly. But the second ability is when it boosts, it gets an extra 5k until the end of that battle. And then if it is boosting your unit with Wirbel in its card name, at the end of the battle, you can restand it. So it's a 13k restanding booster for a Soul Blast that in a deck that just soul charges decently well. But anyway, that is the whole this is the whole gang here. I'll go into the sort of play lines here very quickly, and then we'll jump into the intended combos. So also then we'll jump into the actual test hands. So this field I've found is decent. So on a non-persona, we'll go with a persona ride turn because I guess this would not be always readily available on a turn 3. But let's say we have all of this out, because I have had all of this out before, miraculously. So you would start. There are going to be 4 attacks during the turn, and 3 of them, or 2 of them at least, have an extra crit, and it's the Vanguard that has those crits. So let's see. If we're persona riding, this would be 13, 23 plus 13, 36. Then we would swing with Wirbel. We'll say it's like the worst outcome. They had a field and we procced 3 times, or 4 times, but we just cleared the field and wasn't able to get any power. So we're at the lowest, which is 23, 36. Put the Tribash into Soul. So that's 36 with crit. We twin drive. If we hit any crits, just give it to the Tribash to continue that extra pressure. And then you would restand, Soul Blasting the Tribash to restand the Irvine. Swinging with this lane, which would be at minimum 13 plus 10 for 23 because of Persona. And then since we activated, we'll say 4 times. So it's 23, 33 plus 30, 63 with crit on the side. We swing with Wirbel again to put the other one into Soul. And then if we're Persona riding, then obviously we have a copy of this in Soul, which we would Soul Blast. We would have Soul Blasted earlier to then get the extra drive check here. But yes, this is the intended setup for the deck. You're just trying to throw crits onto the Tribashes, and then once all of the Tribashes have been exhausted, then you just toss a Bishara. Oh shoot! You just toss a Bishara into the front row in front of another Bishara, and yeah, oh there it is. And then basically everything after that is just really big numbers. Okay, so let's get into some testing here. Let's see, just going to make sure that I'm centered. Okay, so draw 5. Oh wow, okay. So this Duststorm, I have a copy of Duststorm that's in the deck upside down. So this one is another copy of Hot Springs. I'm just going to return these 3, or do I keep defensing? Maybe I keep defensing as a potential discard here. 2. Okay, yeah. Let's see. If I roll something that ends in a 5 on this die, then I'm going first. Okay, I'm first. Draw. Yeah, discarding defensing to ride Gyoko, and that's it. take 1 damage from our opponent. Ooh, that would have been nice in hand. We would have had full setup already, but that's fine. Yeah, that's it. Draw. The heal. Here we discard Lawrence Glare. Ride. Gyokyo skill. Draw. Another Persona. Lawrence Glare Dragon skill. Soul Blasting card to call from discard. And then we're going to play Dragon Cry Hot Springs. We are now at 4. Oh, let's see. We were at 0 because we went first. Then went down. And then went up on this turn to 3. Down to 0. And now we're at 1. Okay. Vanguard is 15. We'll swing Rearguard first, since we don't play fronts. And then Vanguard, draw. Drawing Bertrand? Nope. Oh, yep. That's not good. It's okay. Okay, one. Take another one. Oh, there go both of our searchers. Stand. And draw. Okay, that's fine, at least. Discarding draw to ride Wirbel. And then we're going to proc Wirbel 3 times today. So we'll play the other Hot Springs. Yeah. And we'll energy blast, energy charge from 7, since we were at 4 last turn, to 9. Proc Wirbel 3 times. Let's say they had 1 rearguard because they attacked us twice last turn. So I go up 10k, and now my restand is active, and then we'll swing. This is actually no, we'll swing with rearguard first, and then Vanguard for 23. First, nothing. Second, heal. Yeah, I do heal. I'm at 3. Add these to hand. And then Counterblast is free. Restand. I'm at 33 now. And we'll swing no drive checks this time. See, if I had more Tri-Bashes in hand, I could have just played them. Because going first, obviously your opponent's not going to have a good hand. 2, or not have a substantial hand, and 2, not many things on the field. So this is one of the perfect times, one of the best times to get Tri-Bashes out. But I did not have the pieces because most of my hand is either Persona rides or or triggers, as you can see. Okay, so now they're grade 3. I take 1, nothing. Take 2. Whew. Well, it makes sense. All of my heals are in my hand, so let's say 38. That's 3 attacks, and we'll say they attack 4 times. I have no Persona rides after the ones in my hand, so I'm not going to toss them because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to end in 1 Persona. Stand and draw. Oh. Okay. Persona ride. Draw. So we were at 0, now we're at 6. Front row's at +10. Okay, play Tri-Bash. Just not seeing any of our actual cards, which is a bit of a problem, but nothing we can do about it. Okay, we'll play the Dust Storm here as well. So we have 2 Dragon Cry Hot Springs. I'll proc them now so that we're up 2. We procced Wirbel twice, and let's say that I had to clear them again, so we're at lowest power again. So this is 23. This will be 23 with crit first. There's the 1. Second. Oh, there's the cavalry, but I think we're dead in this hypothetical here. That's that. Take 1. Nothing. And yeah, I think we're dead after that. So not a good showing, but only because we did not hit any of the core pieces. As long as we get one Bishara and one Irvine, we're good to go. And more tri bashes, obviously. We don't want to be drawing into all of the triggers. All right. Test number 2. There we go. This is a little bit more balanced here. We'll keep the draw for discard. Draw. Okay. That's pretty good, actually. Okay. Let's begin here. Just making sure again that we're middle. Centered. You're not centered. Okay. Ends in 5. I go first. I'm going second. Draw. Discarding the draw. To ride. Gyoko draw. For turn. Okay, I can discard one of these springs now. We'll swing. 4. Oh god, it's all orders. First damage. Let's say they're attacking us twice. This is a draw trigger. Draw. Okay, stand. Draw. Oh, discarding Lawrence Glare. To ride. Azhar. Soul Blast the column, and then I draw for the Energy Blast 3. We are at 3. Yeah, 3 energy. Going to 4. And then we swing. This is 10 and then 15. Checking again that we're still good. Drive check. Irvine, okay. The hand's coming together. It's all coming together, folks. Take 1. Nothing. Intercept and guard. Do I want to do that? I guess I could. At least it gives me another piece of field. So we'll go up to 15, bounce this to hand. That's 3, and then 4. OT, okay. And I draw. Stand. Draw. Bertrand? Nope. Okay. We will discard Lawrence Glare to ride. Yeah. Wirbel. Soul Blasting the Grade 1. So call Lawrence Glare. And then, let's see. So we were at 4. Now we're at 7. Yeah, 7. And then plus 3. So we're at 10. We're at 10 energy. Okay, we'll proc Wirbel 3 times to go down to 1. Go up to 2. And then let's see. Then do we do that? So that's 3 procs now. Okay, we'll call Bishara here. Yeah. Counter blasting 1 to draw. Ugh. And then we'll call Irvine's to go up 3 energy again. And then we'll Energy Blast 3 again to retire another thing. So we're up. So we're doing 40 now. 40? What am I saying? 4 procs of the skill. And then we'll call Penetrate Dragon Tribash here. Yeah, I still have 1 more Irvines in hand, but I don't want to play it yet. So, well, actually, I'll play this since I don't want to boost yet. So we'll go up another 3 energy. We'll go up to another 3 energy. I'll proc a 5th time. So we've procced Wirbel Dragon 5 times this turn. Okay. Now we swing. This is 23. This is let's see. We'll say I retired. Let's see. Okay, 5 is 1, and then anything that starts with a 1 is 1, and anything 2 is 2, and then 30k is 3. I retired 1. After all of that, I retired 1. So this is 23 plus 13, 36. Let me put this into soul, because obviously our opponent does not have any rear guards anymore. 36 with crit. First check. Heal. And this point of the game is good. So I will give all the power here to Bishara. Bishara. Healing 1. Second check. Persona for next turn, if I didn't already have one. I did have one still. Restand is free. Soul blasting 1 to restand the Irvines. And then we swing here again for 36. And then this is 10 plus 25, 35 plus 1 trigger is 45. Schmeck. Like that. Okay. Then we take. Ooh, then we take. Power. That is a crit. 23. 38. 43. Let's say they have 1 more attack, because 5 attacks is normal. Okay, that's fine. I would not have wanted that in my hand anyway. Stand. Miracle draw. Not needed. And then we Persona ride again. Persona and draw. Where are all of my Bisharas? So we go up to, let's see, what were we at? We were at 0 last turn, so we're at 6. Proc twice. Then we play. Yep, we play another Irvines over here. Proc a 3rd time. We play a 3rd Hot Springs. Just pretend it's a Hot Springs, alright, everybody. And we rest the 3 to proc 4 times. We'll say that they only had 2. No, we're just gonna roll. 1. I killed 1 again, so we're at 33. Oh wait, that means that I killed 2. Oh no, yeah, I only killed 1. Never mind. Okay, that's fine. And then we'll call another Lawrence Glare here. So that, at least this lane's 30. This is a 30k lane, which we'll swing with first. 30. Then this is 33, 46. First. Nothing. Second. Heal. Heals are always good. So always good. Power to the Bishara. Counterblast 1. Soul blasting 1 now. Restanding this. Soul blasting the Wirbel to get the drive back. We'll swing again. 46. Drive is Tribash, which would have been nice earlier, but no. And then we'll swing Bishara. As Bishara is 10, procced 4 times this turn. So 10, 30, Persona 40, got 1 trigger, 50, plus 13, 63. So numbers are alright. We'll take a damage. Nothing. We'll intercept. And we'll guard. And then we'll perfect guard. Discard a Dust Storm Killing Field. Yep. And then we'll stand. And then we'll draw. And we Persona ride. Persona and draw. Okay. So we definitely need to play this. So Tribash is here. And then I think we just have to call Irvines today. So we're at 6. We're proc twice. Rest 3 to proc a third time. And then we'll play this final Irvines here for the 4th proc of the turn. How many have we retired? We retired 1. Okay. So we swing. This is 23 plus 13, 36. This is 33 plus 13, 46 with crit. First check. Critical. All effects to be sure. Second check. Nothing. Counterblast 1. Soul Blast, Wirbel, and 1. To restand this lane. Swinging again. 46. Drive check. Nothing. And then Bishara. 10 plus 4 procs is 30. Plus Persona is 40. Plus a trigger. Crit trigger is 50. Plus 13 is 63. Again, with crits. So, yeah. That is that. That felt much better, even though it kind of got into hypothetical land there a bit. But yeah, sometimes I feel like I can how do I say this? Sometimes I feel like I can probably forgo the whole boosting package, but then as soon as I take it out, I feel like I'm going to be in a position where I can have a Bishara in the back, but then just not be able to play it in the back because it won't be able to do anything from there. But I might change out the Lawrence Clairs, even though they're also doing okay for me. Redraw 2. Okay. So I am discarding whatever I draw. All right. Test game number 3. Hope everybody's doing okay. Thank you for dropping by. Let's draw. Oh, I don't want to discard that. But I guess we have to. Okay. Discarding Irvines to ride. Anything ending in a 5, I go first. I'm going second. Draw. Okay, perfect. Oh, yes, we have the perfect group, turn 2. We swing for PG. Okay. Damage. Draw trigger. Okay. So now it is our turn. We stand and draw. Oh my gosh. The setup is perfect, guys. Okay. We discard Lawrence to ride. Azahar. Gyoko skill first. We well, I mean that probably would have, yeah, that was gonna happen no matter what. Lawrence Blair calls itself back, soul blasting the grade 0. And then we call Bertrand on the side. Now this is where it kind of it can kind of break off into 2 different ways here. Okay, so I've had some instances where I feel like this is the better setup. I've had some instances where this is the better setup. So make of that what you will, but I will be activating the Bertrand skill to search for the bottom card of my deck. Perfect. So now I can boost with Bishara. Okay. Just to play it safe, I'm going to play it this way. So I have a 15k Vanguard and a 25k rearguard lane. And then my only problem right now with the core support is that everything. Actually, no, that's not true. I can play the Bishara now. Yeah, I can play the Bishara now. So, how do I do it? I guess I just play the Bertrand here. Yeah, because there's no way for me to be able to play this and not have it potentially die without doing it this way. So I'll play Bishara here. Counterblast 1, revealing the Wirbel to either retire or draw. I'm going to assume my opponent just attacked me. And they have nothing on the field. Or let's say they have something on the field. Let's pop that. Okay, now we'll swing. This is 10. This is 15. An order I can discard later. And 20. Okay, take 1. We'll take 2. Power, and that's a crit. So power to Vanguard. And I will intercept with the Lawrence Glare here. We'll stand and draw. Okay, discarding Dust Storm, Killing Field. We're going to ride Wirbel. Grade 2 gives us free grade 3 proc for the first turn. No counterblast required. Oh, I forgot to play this last turn. So we're going to play this from last turn. So now we are at 10 energy. We're going to blast 9 to blow up 1. We killed 1. Yeah, so we killed. We killed 1. Does that make sense? Okay, let's just say I retired. I retired 2. And I got 1 plus 10. Now we're going to play an Irvines to go up another 3 to go up to proc a 4th time. And then because the lanes are kind of small, I kind of want to play another Irvines here. And then we'll proc a 5th time. So Bishara's at plus 25. And then my Vanguard, we're just going to assume... Actually, no, I'll call the Irvines back here. So it evens out, everything can hit. So if I retired only 1 and I've been getting power since, then I have... I'm up 40k. Which would be really, really nice if I had a Tri-Bash, which I don't. So we're going to swing here. No, I'll keep that first. This is 10 plus 13, 23. This is, say, retire 1 plus 40, 53, 66 at the Vanguard. First check. PG, second check. Hot Springs, nice. Counterblast is free. Restanding the lane. We swing here for 35, and then we swing here again for 56. Okay, take 1. Take 2. Power. Draw. Ugh. 2. Guard 3rd. Guard 4th. And we have 3 PGs for next turn. Stand. And draw. Oh, there we go. Persona Ride. And draw. Bishara? Nope. Defensing Arrow is okay too, though. Restand this. So we were at 10. Energy blasted 12 basically. So we're still at 1. So this one will go up from 7 to 9 because we energy charge 6 at the beginning of turn. So we're at 9. We can proc 3 times, which we will. Let's see how many they had on the field. So I retired 1. I go up 20. And then I'll put Bishara in the back. And we'll call Tri-Bash in the front. Okay. So now we'll attack. Yeah. This is 23 plus 10 plus 3 procs. That's 25. 25 plus 23 is 48. Swing with Wirbel for 23, 33. Let's say 43. Yeah, we'll just say 43. 43 plus 13, 56 with crit. First check. Nothing. Second check. Critical trigger. We'll give all effects. Because I can't guarantee another crit on the Vanguard. So I'm going to give it to... I'm going to give the power to Bertrand and the crit to Wirbel. Counterblast 1, Soul Blast the 2 to restand both. And so Bertrand is at 10, 20 because of Persona, got 2 trigger powers, so that's 40, 53 with crit. Okay, and then let's guard this out. So this is 15, 25, bouncing this back. This is 30 guard, so that's 2 attacks. This is 3, this is 4, and then this is 5. Extend. And draw. All of that for for a drop of blood. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we only are able to proc twice this turn, which is not great, and we don't have Persona, which is okay. So yeah, we'll proc twice. I'll move this up 20, 25, just so that what do you call it? It demands a little bit more respect. We'll swing Vanguard first. I'm going to assume that I was not able to retire anything, so we're at 26. First check. And second check. Nothing. Counterblast. To restand just the Vanguard, because I own... Oh, what did that do? Because I don't have soul. Swing 13. Nothing. 23 and 25. And that would be the end of the game, everybody. Whew. That's fun. Okay. I am also thinking of a version of this deck where instead of playing Lawrence Glares and the Duststorm Killing Order, that I just play... What's her name? I just play Olfa's, and she just, on Persona Ride turns, just gives crit to whatever is in front of her. I think that might be an avenue that I look into, just because of how Persona reliant this deck is. Well, not exactly Persona reliant, but the reliance on having a version or a copy of Wirbel in the Soul is such a big focus. I might end up doing that. Just by response. But yeah, let's do one more. Let's do one last game. We'll call it a day here. And I do want to be able to stream this weekend, so I won't have the poll up for what deck to play, because I do want to play this one now that I actually have it fixed up a bit, and then hopefully next week I'll be able to start doing the which deck to play polls, because I also do have the set 8 heroes that I have not touched since release, so I am very much looking forward to that. What's more important? We'll put Mirror Binding for now. 3. Oh wow, yes, there we go. Got 2 hot springs. Lawrence, Glare, and Bertrand ready to go. Okay. Anything with 5? I go first. I'm first. Draw. Discarding. Ooh, discard one of the hot springs. I think it's good. Right. Damage 1. So draw trigger. We'll draw. A crit. Okay. End of turn. I'll draw again. Draw trigger. Discarding Lawrence Glare. Right. Draw. Oh, what the heck? Calling that. Calling Bertrand. Oh, sorry. Calling Bertrand. Am I even in frame? Am I still in frame? I need to calm down a bit. I'm not in frame. Okay. So yeah, I'll play that and then we'll do Bertrand right away. Oh, it's a good thing I'm not drawing again. Let's see. Killing field, where are you? You are. So right now we are at 0 energy, now we're at 1. And then we can call the Bishara again on our last one. And since we're going first, they probably don't have anything. We'll draw. Okay. Okay, 10, 15. Drive check. Bertrand, and this is 20. Damage. Power. Heal is most likely bad. Let's see here. I will intercept, and we'll play defensing to bounce it. We'll go to next turn. Stand. Draw. It is a Tribash, which is actually really good. We'll discard the Lawrence Glare to ride Wirbel, Soul Blast to call the Glare here, and then I'll Tribash there. We're at 1 energy, 7 energy, now 8. I'll blast twice, and we're just going to assume that they only had 1, so I'm going up 5k. And now we will go into battle phase. So we'll swing with Tribash first. This is 13 plus 15, 28. Which is 2-card guard, unless it's a 20k front. We'll go 18 with crit. First check. Critical. Let's see. 18, this is 20. I'll give all effects here. Second check. Lawrence Glare. Free restand. 18 again. And then 30 with crit. Okay. Damage 1. Power. Damage 2. Power and draw. Oh my gosh. We're sacking. And then intercept for 38. 43. So that's, I think, 4 attacks now. Yeah, 4 attacks. And then 48. Okay. Oh, 50. Yeah. Stand. Draw. Do we have Persona? We don't have Persona. Oh my god. That's okay. We stack this. And then I will call Bertrand. And we're going to deck thin again. And I'll switch the Glare and the Bertrand around so that it goes up to 25. I'm now at 9 energy, so I'll blast 3. Ishara is now 25k. And then we'll call Lawrence Glare there. Let's see. If they have 3, I retired 3. Is that how it works? Yeah, I retired 3. So I have no extra power. Got no teeth. Choosing these 2, and then we'll swing. 13. First. Draw. 35. This is 25. This is 35. Power here. Draw. Second. Crit. All effects. Third. Oh, what am I? Okay, this is 35. 45. Crit. Damage. Power. Feels good. Double intercept. Do I have things to replace them with? That's something. And then damage again. Nothing. Guard. And guard. And guard. We'll just drop everything that isn't a PG basically. Stand. Actually, no, we'll drop the PGs as well. And draw. Okay. We'll play Irvines. We're going to proc thrice. And call Tribashir, put up the Bishara. Since the Bishara can at least hit on its own. Swing here first. This is 28. This is proc 3 times. Let's see. If we procced it 3 times, then I retired 1. So I got plus 20. This is 40, 33 plus 13, 46. First check. Nothing. Second check. Nothing. Ooh, counter blast. Restand. Soul blast. Restand. This would be 25, and then this would be 46 again. Ooh. The early game was really nice, but then it fizzled out really quickly. But yeah, I will continue to work on this. The Sunday version of this deck will probably be different from even today's, which is why I'm not doing any formal deck lists just yet. But bless you. But yeah, I am having a lot of fun with this deck. I just I feel like this deck is very hard to gauge the numbers for, just because I can never really tell how many cards my opponent is going to have on the field. But this deck does really well into anything that leaves nothing on the field, because every time you proc, you're just going up 10k, and every time you're going up 10k, then you're going up 20k overall because of the restand. So I think it's a very interesting deck to look into. But anyway, as I'm sorting here, I just want to say thank you to everybody who dropped by today. I will try to make this a little bit more regular. I need to choose a better day to do this on, because it's not the best time of the week for me to be doing this. To be on the stream. But yeah, I did want to do this because it's been a while, and even with the reduction in camera quality, I think that holding everything off for more than a month isn't the best idea. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate everybody's time, and I appreciate the company. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and sub, tell your friends and everything like that if you think that they'll enjoy the decks that are covered here on the channel. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one, hopefully on Sunday. But yes, if anything happens, I will make a post about it. Anyway, have a good night, day, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and take care. Peace.